Kind of like when the market crashes, people are running out of the business for no reason. Business is still happening. But if that happens and a lot of agents leave, it'll open up. There's a lot of different scenarios. But at the end of the day, please don't tie that to your success or your business. Same thing here. It's Mother Nature. Nothing's going to stop the market. If something happens, whereas let's just say that they say, oh, the seller can't pay the buyer a commission or whatever, the market's going to figure out exactly how to handle that. They're going to make adjustments. Like, I don't know, there's a lot of different scenarios. They could open up something on the lending side. Like right now as it stands, like you couldn't figure that into the buyer's loan, I guess, something like that. There's going to be different rules that come out. I mean, there's going to have to be, right? Down in Australia, I believe it is, and don't hold me to this, I'm speaking off the top of my head here, but I believe they don't even represent buyers down there. There's a lot of different scenarios. It's nothing to worry about, right? If something happens there and then we have this new norm, it's the new norm. We're going to make adjustments. We're going to keep trucking. That's nothing to worry about. It's very interesting, and it's something to definitely watch, and let's see how it plays out. And but again, I'm just kind of an optimist when it comes to this. And hey, my hope is that it does not scare a lot of agents out of the business, but it may if something happens. But they would be running for no reason. It's kind of like when the market crashes. People are running out of the business for no reason. Business is still happening. But if that happens and a lot of agents leave, it'll open up. There's a lot of different scenarios. But at the end of the day, please don't tie that to your success or your business. Stay true to what you're trying to do here. Build those relationships, nurture, remarket, build a brand, help people. Build your business on helping people, being a hard worker, being honest, dependable, professional. You'll have nothing to worry about. Absolutely 100% not worried about it. And if something does go awry, then we will make adjustments and we'll keep moving forward. People are still going to need to buy and sell properties. All right, that's one thing that we know is a fact. So with that being said, all the legalities behind it, we'll figure out what the new rules are of the game, and we'll keep playing. They're coming out and saying that sellers. That when you get a listing and you give 50% or whatever of the commission to the buyer agent, basically they're coming out and saying that the seller shouldn't have to pay the buyer agent fee, right? The buyer should pay the buyer's agent commission, right? It's basically it in a nutshell, and it has progressed to the next step in court, where they're kind of allowing this to be heard, and that's about as far as it's went so far. There's a lot of details. You can Google it and read the articles and stuff, but there's certain rules that NAR has, that kind of bring question to price fixing rules and different things like that. I've read it all. It sounds, I get it. So yeah, it's something to watch and definitely something interesting. We want to understand as this thing goes down, how it's going down and what the different sides are and the opinions. And at the end of the day, again, if something drastic happens, we'll have new rules of the game. The game's not going to end. I think the weekly email and social media, I think with social media, if you're talking about, buyers and sellers in your market, I think the most effective, you always have to figure out what's hot right now. I think at the moment, the three most effective platforms is Instagram Reels, TikTok, and Facebook. Facebook always, you've got your personal profile with all your friends and family. You should always be hitting that. Business page, doing what you do there, running ads and stuff. Reels and TikTok, and then the weekly email. Honestly, and a lot of people aren't good on video, or they don't know social media, or they're not techie, or whatever the case may be. It's so easy. You just open up your phone and hit a button. It's not real. You don't have to know how to write code to do this kind of stuff. You just have to kind of not be afraid to put yourself out there a little bit. But yeah, that's what I see.
What's your take on billboard or radio advertising?
I'm fine with that. You know, it's effective. I think prices have adjusted in those areas because of social media, because people are putting more money on social. It's kind of put downward pressure on billboard costs and radio ads. So, you know, with that being said, you know, I mean, it just depends on the price, right? You have to look at what it costs per impression, which means eyeball that sees the ad, and kind of think about where you get your best bang for your buck. You know, I think the radio ad and the billboard, right, there's not necessarily a calls to action there. That's more of just, you know, I mean, unless you're on the radio saying you go here, do that, but still they have to actually go there. On social media, they're already there. They just click a button. Right, so you have to think about that too, the call to action piece. You know, how much more effective is calls to action on an email, on social media, compared to a billboard or radio ads, you know. I think still can be super effective, especially done right for the right price. Yeah, exactly. They're kind of coming out and saying that that's a price fixing situation, whereas the seller shouldn't even be responsible for paying that buyer commission. There's like rules in the you know, NAR rule book that that kind of play along with that, which isn't necessarily favorable. So you know, they've got an argument. So we'll see how it plays out. You know, they're kind of saying, oh well, if they win, there's going to be $1 billion worth of commissions that brokers are going to have to pay back. Well, that's pretty far-fetched, right? I mean, the brokers get a small little piece of the commission. Most of it goes to the agents, right? Then you have all the individual. I mean, that sounds very extremely far-fetched that any money would be paid back. If anything, it might just be a rule change, and it could be a big rule change where, you know, lending rules have to change as well to compensate, because, you know, let's face it, you know, most of your buyers don't really have extra cash to throw down on commission, so it'd have to get figured back into the loan, which there again is going to be the same exact thing. Like, it's going to come down like where real estate's going to sell for the same price. You're just going to take off the buyer commission and then add it to the loan where it looks like the buyer's paying it, but really they were paying it before. You know, you just take it off and, you know, redistribute it somewhere else and make it look like on paper somebody else paid for it. Same thing.
That's how I personally kind of look at it. I don't want to speak to anything I don't know anything about, but I'm a totally green real estate agent. I'm literally just freshly licensed. But the reason I am an agent is actually a mechanism of operating my primary family business, because I wanted to avoid paying overly high commissions on my property, since I felt like I was capable of doing it. But as I learned more, I realized that this is an extremely valuable service, and if I can be of service to my friends, my families, and their connections, that I would go ahead and do that.
Yeah.
But I think you would get now as an agent, I feel much the same as I felt anywhere else. If you were to go and say, hey, I really want you to perform your services, but I don't want to pay for it, you're going to get, you know, a cold shoulder.
Oh, yeah.
You're not going to get agents working for you if
Right.
you're unwilling to pay.
Yeah, and you need agents working for you, okay? Real estate is one of those things. It's like roofing a house. I used to roof houses, you know? It's the same thing. You're not going to get up there and roof your house. It's the same thing, just in the business world. It's just as or even more daunting than climbing up on a roof and laying shingles. Hey, enjoy spending some time with you this morning. I hope this helped you. I answer all my messages on Instagram at Ricky Carruth. If you guys want to say hi or have any questions or anything I can do to help you guys, I'm here for that. And yeah, you guys keep crushing it and keep me informed. And we'll see you guys.